Hello and welcome to OpenObserve. My name is Jeremy. I'm a developer advocate. I want to give a quick tutorial to running OpenObserve with an example NodeJS application. OpenObserve is a powerful, cost-effective observability tool that unifies logs, metrics, and traces all in one place. With advanced features like SQL-based queries, built-in alerting, and an intuitive interface, all while reducing storage costs up to 140 times compared to traditional observability tools. To get started, click on Get Started for free. Then next, we'll be prompted to sign in with the chosen method. In this case, I'm going to choose GitHub. Then once logged into the platform, we're going to soon encounter that we have no data actually coming in. So let's go change that. We can find our example in the docs, ingestion, traces, NodeJS. And once we're here, I'm going to open my terminal to create a directory named O2 example. And with that directory, I'm going to drop it into VS Code, where we'll resume there. We're in VS Code, we're going to open up VS Code's terminal, and then git clone a git repository found in the documentation. Copy this, go back and paste. Then we're going to cd into sample tracing Node.js-JavaScript. Open up this directory. Open up the tracing.js. And what this code does is import the OpenTelemetry for the SDK node, and imports the auto instrumentation for node, and then also the diagnostic information to set up diagnostic logs. And then the OpenTelemetry protocol HTTP exporter, and then sets those logs to the diagnostic log of info. What Const SDK does, sets up a new OpenTelemetry instance for the Node SDK. And then we need to define a trace exporter that will handle trace data. And then this new trace exporter is the exporter to send trace data using the OpenTelemetry HTTP trace exporter. And it takes a URL and headers. Notice that the URL needs to be changed in this case. Then the instrumentation just enables automatic instrumentations for Node.js. The service name is optional, but it sets our service name to Node.js-JavaScript-service. And then it starts the SDK. Now that we know what the code does, we can go and fetch our URL. And we fetch it by going to the documentation. And then we see we have to go to the platform, ingestion, and then the traces tab. So go back to the platform. Go to the menu to the left, and we see ingestion, then traces, and copy this URL, and of course it'll be different for you, and then go back to your Node.js application, place the URL, and after replacing the URL, we're going to want to install some dependencies, and we can type in npm install, and what this does is download the node modules required by the package.json file. And once those node modules are installed, we have to run this command, and we can paste it here. And we can see our app is listening for requests at localhost 8080. And once we open up that tab, we get a hello world. Now we know our app is running, we go back to the OpenObserve platform, then head to traces. Now that we can see that we're getting some feedback from Node.js-JavaScript-service. And we could filter by our service name. And that wraps up a quick introduction to setting up OpenObserve within a Node.js app.